Hello viewers, I am Justin Marshall, working as an assistant professor, PG Department of Computer Applications, St.Joseph College of Arts and Science, Cuddalore. In this video, we are going to see about subqueries in SQL. Subqueries is nothing but it can be called as inner query or a nested query. So, subquery can be called as an inner query or nested query. So, subqueries is a query within another SQL query, and it can be embedded within the where class. So a query within a query is called as subquery. A subquery is used to return the data that will be used in the main query as a condition to further restrict the data to be retrieved. So the output of the inner query or subquery will be the input of the outer query. If the inner query fails, the outer query also fails. So if the inner query fails, the outer query also fails. And subqueries can be used with the select, insert, update, and delete statements along with the operators like equal to, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to, in, comma, between, comma, x, etc. So here we can able to use subqueries wherever we need it. It may be in select or insert, update as well as delete by using the various operators. Now if we want to use subqueries, we have to follow few rules. First one is subqueries must be enclosed within parentheses. So we have to write a query within the parentheses. That's we call this subquery. And then second, a subquery can have only one column in the select class unless multiple columns are in the main query of the subquery to compare its selected columns. So normally we will maybe having only one column in inner query. If we are having multiple columns in the main query for the subquery to compare minutes, then we can have more than one columns. And order by command cannot be used in a subquery. So in subquery we cannot use order by command in the subquery. Although the main query can use an order by, the group by command can be used to perform the same function as the order by in subquery. So the group by function will be used to do the same function as what the order by statement do. And then subqueries that return more than one rows can only be used with multiple value operators such as the in operator. So if the subquery returns more than one row means we have to use a multiple value operator. So multi-value operator just like in or not in. So these are the multiple variable operators that can be used to access the values if we are getting more than one value from the subquery. Right, next we are going to see about types of subqueries. So we are having many types of subqueries, but here we are going to see about 5 types of subqueries which are very important. Single row subqueries, multiple row subqueries, multiple column subqueries, and then inline subqueries, and finally scalar subqueries. So one by one we are going to see in the environment by writing the query so that you can able to understand better how the single row as well as multiple row or multiple column as well as inline subqueries, finally scalar subquery works. So first one, single row subqueries. So single row subqueries means nothing but the subquery will give only one value. So that can be called as single row subqueries. So now I am going to move to the Oracle environment. So this is an Oracle environment. Here I have going to show how the single row subqueries works. So before that we have to see what table we are having here. So select star from employee. So we are having the table as employee. Now I am going to write the single row subquery. So first I am going to write the inner query. So for this purpose we should have some logic to find it out. So now what's my question is, I have to find the person who is getting salary greater than dcon. So dcon, we are having the names emp name as acon, bcon, ccon, dcon. So like that. So here I want to find the persons or the employees who are getting salary greater than dcon. So here I have to find two things. First one, I have to find what salary is dcon getting. And then second one, based on the salary who earned by dcon, I have to find out the employees who are getting more salary compared to dcon. So two things I have to find it out. So here it's necessary to write the subquery. So first I'm going to write to find the salary of dcon. So I am writing this query, select salary from employee where emp name equal to, we have to give within the single quotes as dcon. Right now by writing this query we can able to find out what is the salary of dcon. So based on that I am going to find out who are all getting salary greater than the salary of dcon. So I am going to use this part of query as a subquery, or we may call it as inner query. So I am going to put the bracket so it turns into subquery. Now I am going to write the outer query. Here I am going to write select asterisk from student where salary greater than symbol. I am going to use the greater than symbol. Now what will happen is the inner query will be executed first. So here the inner query is select salary from employee where emp name equal dcon. Now it will return the salary as we are seeing in the table. What salary is dcon getting is 36,000. So the output of the inner query may be 36,000 based on this table. Now select star from student where salary greater than, based on this inner query will be giving the input as 36,000. So now while we execute the query we can able to find the student employees who are getting greater than salary of 36,000. So I am ending with semicolon and then entering. I have written as the student, so I am going to correct it as employee. So we are using the employee table. As here I have written correctly. Okay, now I have changed into employee. Right, now we can able to see the employees who are getting salary greater than dcon. So dcon is getting salary of 36,000. Now we can able to see the employees who are getting salary greater than 36,000. So in this situation, here the inner query returns a single value or single row value. So it can be called as single row subquery. And I think you can able to understand. Now next we are going to see about multiple row subquery. So multiple row subquery is nothing but the inner query will return more than one row. So for example, I am in a position to find the salary or the employees who are getting salary greater than the employees who are in the department number 10. So I have to find out the person who are getting salary greater than the employees who are in the department number 10. So you may be understanding the question what I need to find out. So I have to write first subquery I am going to write. So select salary from employee where department number equal to 10. So we are having more than one person in department number 10. So if you look here, you can able to see more than one person. So here we may be getting more than one value. So that's why we are calling just multiple rows of query. Now how I am going to handle it. So I am writing the outer query. Select star from employee where salary greater than all. So we can use greater than all, say multiple row operator. So in, not in, greater than all, less than all, and then greater than any, less than any. So these are the multiple row operators. So I am using greater than all. Then I'm giving semicolon. Right, only one person who is getting salary greater than the number of employees present in the department number. So that's 65,000. So he is the only person who is getting salary greater than the employees present in the department 10. So now what you have to understand is from the inner query we may be getting more than one value. So to handle that I am using the multiple row operator greater than all. So based on the need we can use different operators, greater than all, greater than any, less than all, less than any, in, not in. These are the multiple row operators. Now we are moving to multiple column. So multiple column, so we may be in some situation to find based on the different criteria. So here what I want to find out is I want to find the students, employees who are getting salary greater than 50,000, as well as their address should be as Pondy. So employee's address should be as Pondy, and then at the same time they should get salary greater than 50,000. So we have to find the employees based on these two criteria. So in this situation we have to write, or we have to check, compare multiple columns. So more than one column. So salary column as well as address column. So that's what we are going to see in this query. Right. So here select star from employee where salary greater than salary greater than. So I am writing one subquery, select salary from salary from employee 50,000. We can't give directly as 50,000. We have to compare someone's salary. So what I am comparing is where e name equal to j con, and I am using the operator and based on address. So based on the address, we can't able to give it directly since we are using subquery. So I am going to see the address should be pointing, means that address should be same as kcon. So that's what I am going to do, and address equal to, again I am going to write one subquery, select address from employee where emp name, I think emp name, but here I have given ename, so we can correct it later. Emp name equal to kcon. So we are going to compare two things. One is salary. For that I have written one subquery, and another column address I have written another one subquery. Right. So here it shows an error that e name. We have to write it as emp name. So we can give as selecting this. Yes. I am changing the column name emp name. Okay. And then I'm going to do second right. Okay. Now it has been corrected. Error has been corrected. Right. So now we can able to see the output that persons who are getting salary greater than, here kcon, and we are comparing kcon. So kcon is getting kcon address is Bondi, and then jcon salary is 16,000. So based on these two, we are comparing and we are fetching the rows which matches these two condition. So we are checking two column, one is salary and another one is address. We can also add another one column also. So this comes under the multiple column subquery. And then next we are moving on to inline subquery. So inline subquery is nothing but if we are writing the subquery instead of a table name, then it is called as inline subquery. So here is the example. So I am writing select emp number, comma, emp name, comma, dog from. So normally we'll be giving the table name, but instead of the table name, I am going to write subquery in from in the instead of a table name. So after from, select asterisk from employee. So what happens is instead of table name, I am writing the subquery. So we are getting the output what we have given in the outer query. So emp number, emp name. Here we are selecting all the columns, but from that in the outer column, the outer query, I am selecting only 3, so that we can able to get only this three columns as an output, even though we are selecting all the columns from the table. So instead of a table name, if you are writing one query means, then it is called as inline subquery. And then finally, find scalar subquery. So scalar subquery means it should exactly returns only one value. From the inner query, it should exactly returns only one value. So that is called as scalar subquery. So what I am going to find out means, I am going to find out the employees who are getting salary greater than the average salary of the table. So select asterisk from employee where salary greater than. So I am going to find the average salary. So I am writing the subquery as select average salary from employee. Right. So now we are getting 7 rows. So what we are getting is, first we are finding out average salary. So here exactly it returns only average salary by combining all the rows in the table and divided by number of rows, that is 30. So we will be getting on average salary. Based on the average salary, we are selecting the employees who are getting greater than salary greater than the average salary. So here it exactly returns one value. Then it can be called as scalar subquery. So now I have given the example for all the types of subqueries. So this is what we have seen here. Thank you.